We had a very special opportunity this year with one of our young journeyman linemen. Every year the state of Oklahoma works with NRECA, National Rural Electric Cooperative Association, our national lobbying arm, as well as our Washington, D.C. home, and we have a program called NRECA International, where we send linemen across the country to build electrical facilities to places that have never had electrical facilities before. And this is the first time Tri-County's ever had an employee be selected to go on that. And I'm gonna let Mr. Kyle Weber, we're awful proud of him. He just got back from Guatemala about a week ago. And I'm gonna let him talk about his trip a little bit, because I think it's a pretty eye-opening experience, and I will keep my stuff short right afterwards.
Wow, what an honor to be here, guys, to share just a little bit, little piece of my experience in Guatemala. Like I said, I'm a journeyman. I'm Kyle Weber. I'm a journeyman. Worked for TCEC for about 6.5 years. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd ever have an opportunity like this to go go and to just make an impact on other people's lives and maybe get my life changed in the process. But thank you, Zach, for introducing me. And I want to express my gratitude, obviously, to my wife, Samantha, and my two kids, Kendall and Keegan. With your love and support, there's no possible way that I could have ever done this. So thank you, guys. To TCEC, wow, thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for being part of the NRECA International. It really means a lot to me. Thank you, Zach. Thanks, Rick Wayman. Thank you, Julianne, for helping me get the slideshow ready. Thank you, Lyle Mathis. Just could go on forever. Thank you, TCEC board, for allowing me and Tri-County to be a part of this. Wow, can't say enough for the statewide, especially Anna Palantino, Chris Myers, Jim Rees. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you guys for all the team buildings, the hotels, putting everything together, the interview process. A ton of your guys' work is behind the scenes, but it's countless hours of your guys' work to do what you guys do, so greatly appreciated for that. Thank you. And then the NRECA International. Can't say much enough about them for choosing this project site in Sillab, Guatemala. I think it was just a special place. I think any place that they choose is a special place, but they really have an eye for things. They've been around a long, long time. They've been doing this since, I want to say, 1962. So they really do have what it takes to keep this going in the future. So with that being said, could everybody please join me and give these individuals and organizations a round of applause. So when I first put in for this, I talked to my wife about it, and it was kind of a no-brainer that we did, but once I found out that I was selected to represent TCEC in the state of Oklahoma, I just had numerous people ask me this question: Kyle, why? Why do you want to do this? Why in Guatemala? Why in a third world country? Why in a country where nobody will speak the same language as you? Why in a country where it's so hot, humid, and rainy? Why would you want to build line in a place that's basically a jungle? And my answer to all those questions is pretty simple. I've always had the desire to serve and help others. But beyond that, the fact that I can utilize my skills to better other people's lives was a no-brainer for me. I personally think it would have been selfish not to go and do what God has created me to do. And with that being said, I would say that those people made more of an impact on my life than my team and I did on them. It's just unbelievable being back here to to look back on and think of what we did. I mean, it really is nothing new to us. It was just our job that we did. But they had more of an impact on us, and that's what made this journey so special. It definitely taught me things that I wouldn't have learned anywhere else in my life. And I'm just here to say that, guys, happiness is a choice in life. And believe me, the villagers of Sillab were happy. They're the most happiest and joyful people that I've ever been around and experienced in my life. They may live in a place of poverty, but they're not poor. They're actually really rich. They're rich in culture. They're rich in so many other ways. They're rich in family, and more importantly, they're rich in love. And I still just stand before you guys and still can't believe that I was lucky enough to be selected to be a part of something like this. And it's something that I will remember for the rest of my life. So in the village of Sillab, we did 42 different connections. 37 of them were homes. And when I say homes, it's not the homes that we live in here in the U.S. I have pictures. It's just unexplainable how they live there, and they're just so joyful and happy. One elementary school and 4 churches. And we're lucky enough to work with the local linemen, and there were 2 local linemen there, and I think that I had a slide on it, but the guy that's on my right is named Octavio. He has about 6 years of experience there, and the guy on my left, his name is Alberto. He had about 7. The conditions were challenging. It was hard work. It was work that we do take for granted here. We have buckets. We have automatic tools. We had all the tools here that we needed to do our job easily, and we did not have that there. We climbed poles. We just had the bare minimum, and we had things that we would throw away here, we had to reuse there. So it was unbelievable where those guys set the poles. They set poles by hand. The poles were set before we got there. They hand dug every hole. They set every pole by hand. I couldn't imagine setting a pole by hand here, but they're probably one of the most hardworking people that I've ever been around. The language in Guatemala is Spanish, but in these villages, the village of Sillab was a Mayan-based dialect called Kekchi. But back to the homes, hooking up the homes was unbelievable. There's some pictures of the homes. Could you show another picture of that home? Each home received 4 light bulbs, 2 electrical outlets, 2 light switches. It's a very poor country, very poor. They don't have refrigerators. They didn't have air conditioning. They don't have running water, and they don't have bathrooms. So I mean, I can't imagine living like that. But like I said, I'm stressing that they were so happy and joyful and everything. It's truly an honor that I did get to go. But one of the most impactful moments was we were working down on this mountain, and I took a picture of this little boy. His chores were to walk up the mountain to his grandma's house, carrying this jug for water for his family. 7 years old, and he has to walk over 3/4 of a mile for water, something that we take for granted every day by turning on a faucet. Hard work here starts at a young age just to survive. I couldn't imagine asking my kids to do that for my family. And that's why this trip impacted me and my family so much, and the 19 other guys that went with me. It's just not me. It was everybody from the photographers to the videographers to our lead guys to a lineman from Hooker, Oklahoma. It's an unbelievable experience, and I just wish that every lineman could experience something like this, because it would really put things in perspective for you guys. Now, I will be available after the meeting for questions down here. If anybody would like for me to speak at anything for them, just call Tri-County and ask for the communications. And we will get it set up, and definitely, I will definitely be there, and I'll do everything that I can. Thank you guys very much. God bless, and Bong Dios.